What I'm going to share with you in this video is something that has cost me millions of dollars. I really believe it's cost me millions of dollars by not doing this thing. And I know everybody says that this mistake cost me. Though I literally think as I sit there and I calculate how much money I'm making now that I am doing it and how many deals I am getting now that I am doing it. And I'm like, how many deals have I missed out on because I didn't do it in the past? Guys, I was always, as I was coming up, as I was building my business, as I was getting more clients and scaling and doing all these things, I was Mr. Ego. I know everyone's like, oh, big surprise there. But I mean that in one specific area. And I was the person that was like, hey, I ain't building an agency website. I'm not branding my business. I'm going to show you and I'm going to prove to you, and I don't even know who I was talking to, but just the world, like anyone even cared, that you don't have to have an agency website. People don't even need to know what your company's called. You do not need to build a brand because the results speak for themselves. The results are what sells the deal. Now, the interesting thing about what I'm about to say is I still believe that you don't have to do it, but I've changed my opinion and my stance because although I did not do those things and I was still able to scale, I believe I left millions of dollars on the table. And I'm going to explain to you on this video why I truly believe that. A year and a half ago, or maybe closer to a year ago, I really started thinking about, okay, I got to build a brand. I got to start focusing on, just building that brand of my business, my personal brand. And it was completely opposite of what I've done my entire career. And I have friends on both sides of the spectrum. I have friends that have a lot of money and I have friends that have a big audience. And I look at both of them and I look at the ones that have an audience and I'm like, man, imagine if you knew how to monetize, or if you continue to monetize that audience, you will always have customers. And I see how much value there is. I see how much security there is in having an audience and having a brand and having a following. And so I started doubling down. I spent a lot of money last 12 months on personal branding, on building my brand, on building my company's brand. And it took months. But slowly I started to see the trickle. I slowly, after, 90, 120 days, finally got that first person that was like, yeah, I actually, I'm like, how did you hear about us? Oh, I saw a YouTube video, or I saw your Instagram, or I saw your TikTok. And I'm like, I've been doing this for 90 days. I've been doing this for 120 days. I've been doing this for 180 days. Finally, we're starting to get some traction. And then it started to come in a little more. And then it started to come in a little more. And guys, literally in the last week, I have had somebody that's a Facebook friend with me call me and say, hey, I want to buy leads. Can you get leads for this business? I had somebody that I know from the gym that we've become, I think we're friends on Facebook or we follow each other on Instagram, that came up to me and said, hey, I've been meaning to talk to you. I've been seeing all your posts. Like, can you get more leads for my XYZ business? In the last probably 10 days, I have gotten 2 inbound leads. I've got 2 people, 2 business owners, not for my program, but, and I can't even describe how many have come from that, but just from actual clients, actual potential people that want leads, that want to buy leads from what I do, coming to me because I'm spending the time, the energy, the money, the resources to put out consistent content, to build that brand, to tell people what I'm doing. And I sit here and I go, man, I've been doing this consistently for over a year, which to some people are like, I can't do that. I'm not going to do that. But to others and to me, I'm like, dude, what if I had been doing this for 7 years? What if I could go back 7 years ago to when I first started into Rank and Rent, when I didn't know anything and I had videos, I had content from that time? How amazing would that be? How cool would that be if I could go back in time to those videos and imagine the momentum I would have built? Imagine how big my channels would be. Imagine how big my Instagram or my TikTok, I don't even think TikTok was around then. Yeah, it was. I think it was. It was just getting started, maybe. I don't know. Imagine, guys, imagine. And what's cool about branding and what's cool about personal branding as well is that it's a snowball effect. And you don't see it, and then all of a sudden something trickles in. And then all of a sudden 2 trickle in. And then all of a sudden you're like, I don't even need a prospect anymore. And guys, for my program, for my Digital Landlords program, which you guys should know that I have. I mean, I think the logo's all over this page, all over this channel. For that company, for that course, I don't do paid advertising. I do not do paid advertising. I put out organic content and I get referrals. That's it. I have built that entire business on referrals and organic content by building a brand and showing people exactly what I do and giving them value and doing all of these things. And so I sit here and I go, man, when I scaled, imagine if I would have been putting out content from 2017, a video a day, one video a day on YouTube, and it probably would have been different content. I wouldn't have been talking about how to build an agency because I didn't even know how to build an agency. I didn't know how to build a rank and run empire. But what if I would have been putting out content about how to get more leads as a concrete company, how to do backlinks as a concrete company? If I would have been putting out content that was interesting, and maybe those aren't the best ideas, but those are just some ideas that was interesting and relevant to business owners, where could I be today? Where would I be today? How many deals would I have gotten? And we all know when you get a referral, it hits different. It slaps a lot different than when you have to cold call. When you have to reach out to somebody on the phone, that is so much different because the person is coming to you. When they've seen hours and hours and hours of your content, they already trust you. And guys, for the I don't know how many time, trust is the hardest objection to overcome. And in my case, eliminate. I like to eliminate objections, not overcome them. So what I'm asking you, what I'm telling you guys is I have lost out on millions of dollars by not personal branding. And I know I don't want to show my face to the camera. I don't want to do videos. Nick, I'm not high energy. I don't like talking in front of the camera. Guess what? I remember when I started how awkward it was. I remember the very first live that I did back in October of 2021, or maybe it was September. And I got on and I had like 7 people in my Facebook group and I pushed live and I was like, this is the weirdest thing. I'm talking to a freaking camera and I'm staring at a little green dot. And man, like all I could think about is my kids hearing me? Is my wife hearing me? Is anyone over? This is weird. And I had one person get on that live. One person, and they stayed on that live for 30, 45 minutes, however long, maybe it was an hour. I can't even remember. They stayed on the entire time. And I was so freaking grateful for that person. I was like, I'm going to find that person's name, write it down. Eventually, that person ended up becoming a student of Digital Landlords, of course, as fate would have it. But I remember thanking him. I said, I remember when you were on my very first live, and I really appreciate you. I know what it's like, dude. I know that it can be extremely awkward, but what I'm begging you, I'm pleading you to do, go and start putting out content. Don't go put out some stupid motivational quotes like Gary Vee does. That's his thing, okay? Don't go try to box people like Jake Paul. That's his thing, okay? Put out value. Who are your customers? What are they looking for? What are the problems what are the questions they're asking around the problems that they have? And go and put out content that answers those questions. Do it for a year. Not a week, not a day, not a month, not a quarter, not 6 months, a freaking year. You do that for a year and you come back to me. And if you have not gotten any deals, man, I don't even know what I'm going to do, but I'll hook you up with something. But I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible for you to actually put effort into putting one video out a day, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on LinkedIn, whether it's on whatever. Pick a platform that you think your ideal customers are going to be hanging out. Go put out a piece of content every single day. 365 pieces of content. I can almost guarantee you, because I'm not going to guarantee, because there's going to be that one person that puts out a shit post every day and says, oh my gosh, Nick, I did this and it didn't work. Okay. Put some effort into it and you will get deals. Okay. You will get deals. I'm amazed every single time I have one of these inbound deals that I sit there and go, why have I not been doing this for 7 years? Why, Nick, have you not been doing this for 7 years? Put your pride to the side, guys, okay? Look, I proved it. I proved that you do not need a website in order to scale to 7 figures. You do not need an agency website. You do not need a whatever. You do not need whatever these things people think they need, a business card and a t-shirt and whatever, sign on the wall. I had a client that was worth, and not even worth, was their revenue was in the hundreds of millions of dollars, that was paying me a chunk of money. Never asked for my website, never asked for any of that stuff, because I gave them leads. Those questions were irrelevant. I'm not saying that's not true, but what I am saying is, imagine if I had done that and I had branded. If I had done that and I had been putting out content for my company, for my personal brand, and all the things in between. Guys, I've lost millions of dollars doing this. take my advice or don't, but I want you to think it through and ask yourself, is it worth the potential upside of doing a 7 to 10 to 20 minute video every single day for 1 year to test this out? Is it worth the potential upside of having inbound traffic after inbound lead after inbound lead after inbound lead? Guys, this is my opinion. And if I was anybody that I talk to now, I'm like, go build an agency website, go put out content, go start branding from day one, because now I finally am seeing how much money there is in producing valuable content and having leads come to you.